the only true religion. I am glad to welcome you to my channel. If this is your first time here, then postpone watching this video and watch the very first video on this channel, which is called What is this channel about? This information is very secret. Since I myself have been in this structure for some time, and I understand the importance of this information being classified, I thought for a long time whether to make this information public or not. As a result, my thoughts came to ambiguous conclusions, and I had my own personal motives for publishing this information. All this, I will tell in other videos. So, true religion. It is a religion that does not even have a name. She is not even called among her own adherents. However, within this religion there are two polar cults, which have their own specific names. They are white and black cults. Moreover, these cults have nothing to do with the paradigms that exist in well-known religions. This is not about good and evil. There are no such concepts at all in true religion. It also has nothing to do with the dual concepts of traditional religions, like hell and heaven, demons and angels, fire and clouds, and so on. White and black are creation and destruction. Moreover, you will be surprised, but white refers specifically to destruction, and black refers to creation. White is the color of infinite empty space, in which everything is already destroyed finally and irrevocably. Black is the opposite of the color of objects that absorb light. And as you know, the more saturated the black color, the better it absorbs light and radiation. Space and objects shape our material reality. I will talk about this in more detail in the video about art. Both cults, including the rites of these cults, are tied to people. The white cult is about the destruction of man, and the black cult is about his creation. For adepts, energy is important. The energy of destruction and creation provides fantastic opportunities for occultists. I would compare it to cheat codes that allow us to hack our reality. For example, from the simplest, the occultists of both white and black cults can live conditionally forever, in a young and healthy body. Why conditionally? Because, as a rule, having reached a certain level, they decide to leave this reality. And it has nothing to do with suicide. If we compare, then the Buddhist has a similar attitude to nirvana and the desire to achieve it. It all depends on the progress achieved by a particular adept. There are those who reach the summit in 200 years, and for some, even a few thousand years are not enough. I would like to say a few words about the white cult. Since I have never encountered him at all, and have never even seen a single white occultist destroyer, I will say what I learned from the blacks. Occultists of destruction get their energy from human death. The energy that is released during human death is simply enormous. The most gigantic energy flows are generated from the violent and simultaneous death of a large number of young men. Therefore, white occultists are doing everything to provoke wars. But the problem is that this energy cannot be stored. It must be used immediately. The energy of creation is much less. This energy is generated during sex. You can smile and say, "But I am generating energy with my wife or girlfriend." But this is not the case. Because first of all, not all people are able to generate this energy. Many people are just empty. They are just extras that take up space. And even if such a pair of pacifiers make a child, he will also remain empty. Or if, nevertheless, people have this energy and have sex incorrectly, then all the energy will simply go into space and dissolve in it without any benefit. What is the main idea of black occultists? You ask me. If you put an idea in one division, it looks like progress and creation. The black cult seeks to unravel this world, and to achieve what is today called a technological singularity. After that, all worshippers will become gods as the great architect. This is the essence that created everything in all realities. Some approach this in advance and leave about what I wrote above, but these cases are isolated. The black cult, since the time of Pythagoras, has been moving civilization forward. All scientific discoveries have been made exclusively by black occultists. And then, through adept spiritus, they are gradually introduced into human society. In the entire history of mankind, only once was a global civilizational push forward was made by a person who did not belong to a cult. It's certainly an incredible story that deserves a separate video. So, the ministers of the cult collect the energy of creation from ordinary people who possess it, and then transfer it to the keepers through occult rituals. To collect energy, there is a rank of occultists called succubi and incubus. I'm sure you've heard these words before. This is not surprising. Although in general, nothing is known about the two cults, however, some information nevertheless seeps into human society, where it turns into fairy tales, legends, overgrown with some kind of tales, or even turn into funny, religious cargo cults. So, succubi and incubi are not demons, as we commonly think. They don't feed on energy. They certainly suck energy from ordinary people, and carry it into their black cult, where this energy is already being used for its intended purpose. And the main purpose is to disperse the brains of the progressors of the cult, as well as to maintain eternal life and eternal youth, for all ministers of the cult. And in the next video, we will most likely talk about the structure and hierarchy of the white cult. If you want the information to come out as quickly as possible, you can see the details in the description.